obnoxious, annoying, overbearing, and interfering. Today we hear the story of a healing of one of the most vilified and marginalized characters in any family, the mother-in-law. Trite mother-in-law stereotypes such as these still proliferate our Hollywood movies and television sitcoms. These nameless characters, like Simon's mother-in-law, are known only by their relationship to the family. They are women whose status is often relegated to the outskirts of the new family nucleus formed by their children's marriages. Simon's mother-in-law, her own healing story, is rudely sandwiched between the exorcism of a demonic spirit from a man and the healing of a leper. This should give us some clue as to antiquity's esteem of mothers-in-law. Nevertheless, one with a mysterious fever. I wonder about this fever that so besets Simon's mother-in-law. Perhaps she is shivering from a lack of identity, fatigued from being misunderstood, and suffering the aches and pains of a loss of purpose in her life. Simon could have ignored his mother-in-law and her intrusion into his home. He could have chosen to enable her fever by simply ignoring it, or shaming her with a quick, just snap out of it. He could have shot his wife the evil eye and sulked down to his man cave, leaving her to figure it out. However, Simon responds differently. Simon invites Jesus into his home. Upon entering the house, Simon tells Jesus about his mother-in-law at once. It makes sense. After all, this is a man who immediately dropped his fishing nets to follow Jesus. This is a man who just witnessed Jesus exorcise a demonic spirit from a complete stranger at the synagogue. This is a man who is realizing, if Jesus can give him a new identity and purpose, perhaps he can heal his mother-in-law too. Simon invites Jesus into his home to heal his family. That's what Jesus does. Jesus heals. He gently lifts Simon's mother-in-law, and her fever leaves. She rejoins her family and begins to serve. Simon lovingly bears witness to his mother-in-law's pain by inviting Jesus to enter into the situation. Jesus heals by offering her a new identity and purpose, serving with him and her son-in-law in the Jesus movement. How often do we invite Jesus into our homes? Do we prefer to keep Jesus safely in houses of worship only to expose and rebuke other people's demons? How willing are we, like Simon, to acknowledge those fevers that infect our own households? When we or others in our home are bedridden with a deep sadness that just won't lift, do we invite Jesus into those situations? Or do we prefer to ignore the pain, or enable it, or shame it with a just snap out of it? How often do we invite Jesus into our family relationships, like those strained by the feverish political discord that has plagued our nation? Do we invite Jesus into those relationships? we prefer to shoot the evil eye and silently sulk over overheated differences? How often do we invite Jesus into our own homes to heal? The healing power of Jesus is located in our willingness to bear witness to pain and invite Christ into our homes to heal. However mysteriously and profoundly, Jesus Christ heals by offering us all a new identity in him and purposeful living, serving God and one another. Therefore, when we gather to pray as a family and honestly share our highs and the lows of our day, we invite Jesus into our homes. When we read the Bible to our children and tell stories of our own experiences of God's love, we invite Jesus into our homes. When we reach out to those in our family with whom we vehemently disagree politically and just listen, we invite Jesus into our homes. When we take the time to call, email, FaceTime, or text isolated grandparents and grandchildren, aunts and uncles, and yes, even our in-laws, we invite Jesus into our homes. For nobody stands outside the healing power of Jesus, not even mother-in-laws. So I wonder, how might you invite Jesus into your home? What painful situation or strained relationship might Jesus mysteriously enter into to lift and heal? Like Simon, perhaps we can begin to realize if Jesus can offer us a new identity and purpose, perhaps he can heal our families too. After all, isn't that what Jesus does? Yes. Jesus heals and restores us all to a sense of identity and purpose in him. Jesus invites us